Hey, good Monday morning, sports fans. Louis Diamond live in our Las Vegas handicapping studios, and you are watching Better Center Live. Thank you for joining us today. Unfortunately, Brad Stein still a little bit under the weather. Hopefully, he'll join us back by the end of the week. Give you a little idea on the Better Center schedule this week. We will be back on Wednesday for plenty of Thursday Turkey Day action for you. Got the big turkey shootout coming this weekend. We'll be back again on Friday for a huge football schedule. So we got a big week of football in front of us, but we only have one game here today. And I am joined by our trusted longtime handicapper and a guy that's been bringing some pretty fantastic angles to the table, as well as some great information. And actually, this past weekend went 3-2
Six
in
and
college
three,
football, 6-3 this
combined.
weekend. 3-2 college
Yeah.
football, combined total of 6-3 on Better Center. That is, and you heard him, Mr. Ross Benjamin. Good morning, Ross. Welcome to the show.
How are you, Louis? I hope you had a great weekend. Yeah, I went 3-1 in the NFL yesterday. Hit my 10-star top play in Washington. 3-2 in college football. Combined 6-3. NFL right now, Louis. Since the first Monday night of the year, 35-23 for 60%. So being around this industry a very long time, how hard it is to go 60% with that size of a sample size, for lack of a better phrase.
Absolutely. It is. And that is an impressive little run. And I commend you for it. And I thank you for bringing those nice winners to Better Center, as we will be showing the players how to make some money through this long term, not short term, guys. And there's a lot of guys out there that just really looking short term, especially when you're in the beginning, you're a little bit confused, you're looking for a little help, somebody to get you some winners, and somebody throws an angle at you on a free pick like yesterday. Which the angles that you've been bringing to the table right now, 5 winners and 2 losers, Ross.
Yeah.
And the second loser came yesterday with the atrocious Jacksonville Jaguars, who could not live up to this angle. It's kind of funny, so I'll bring it up to you here. I get hundreds of requests every day for free picks. So so I'm putting the angles in on the free pick. So when they get the first free pick, at least it shows we're doing a little bit of homework to get a free play. But these guys act like that they bet their whole life on these games. It's their first play. It's an angle. But the fact that it was Jacksonville yesterday made me the dumbest handicapper ever because I came with Jacksonville yesterday. I didn't empty my pockets and put everything on Jacksonville.
The key word there is free, right, Louis? Free. I mean, if you want our best stuff, you pay for it. It's simple as that. And look, here's the thing. In Louis' defense and in my defense, it was an angle, okay? And NFL home underdogs of 10 or greater are now 5-1-1 against the spread this season. And if I challenge anybody out there to do their homework, they'll find that NFL home underdogs of 10 or greater since 1980, you're making a lot of money by being on that side. If we both like that pick, it would have been a pay selection on bettercenter.com or any site that I post on. But you're right, Louis, you can't, people, they don't want to spend money. They're always looking for stuff for free. And that's okay. We're going to, whatever we put out, we're trying to win. But they got to understand the difference, okay? We can't be giving you picks that our paying clients are paying for. So again, if you can't understand that, it's business 101. This isn't a hobby, This is our profession. And try to feed a family on free picks. It doesn't work. It's something that we try to provide for you as a learning experience, and also, to throw a couple free winners. It's like going into a restaurant, Louis. Yeah, you get hors d'oeuvres for free. But the whole idea with the hors d'oeuvres is that's not an entree, okay? You're hoping that people like the hors d'oeuvres, and in doing so, they'll come in for dinner. So it's the same concept.
Yes, and if you look at Saturday, I mean, we rolled with that angle with
Yeah.
Northwestern plus the
Yeah.
7.5,
Where
and
was everybody
Northwestern
then
on the
chiming in?
money line.
Yeah. Where was everybody chiming in then, right?
I,
So,
well,
you know,
I will no. In some guys' defense, like I said, I get a few hundred a day. So when I do win, or they do get something nice, I do get some very respectful, nice thank yous, and I truly appreciate that. And those are the guys that I pay attention to and try to help. But when I
yeah.
give out something free and the game loses, and I'll be honest, I try to win on my free games. And sometimes I will throw my best stuff out there as a free pick, but I won't tell people and I won't tell you when it happens. Okay. But sometimes it does happen because I want to impress you that first time out. And if these words that you actually stumbled together and put together and strung a nice solid angle on, if that doesn't show you that people are doing the work that it takes,
Yeah.
then you really need to look at yourself as a gambler and think about doing something else.
You know what,
Because
Louis?
when
And
that,
again, let's review this, okay? Thursday, our angle had the Indianapolis, or excuse me, the Thursday night game to go under the total in the NFL. New Orleans, and refresh my memory
that
because
was Seattle and
Seattle, Arizona,
Cardinals.
correct.
Seattle and
Everybody and their
Arizona.
mother.
There, I said,
Yeah,
yeah, there, I sat down and said, hey, there's no way I'm going to bet this angle at all. I passed out and I bet the over and I took it on the chin.
yeah.
So,
That was a
you just got to
33 and
take
3
these,
angle, which is now 34 and 3. So
right?
Friday we had Louisville with our angle. Saturday we had Northwestern. Yesterday we lost with the angle. 3-1,
That's
I don't
all.
know.
It is what
It's
it is,
not
guys.
bad, right? Yeah.
If you're mad that we did the homework for you, go to fucking watch Vegas Dave. Go with his 101, his last 101 games. I can tell you. Go
Yeah.
late, minus 37.50 to bet Ohio State on the money line because the guy can't think.
Yeah.
Okay? If
Well,
that's what you want to do,
he gets bailed out every when he loses. He gets bailed out by his parents, who still let him borrow money at whatever age he is. So anyway, I don't want to go there,
well,
but
you know what? He's making money walking around with the purse. It's 2020.
yeah,
In the world of everything that's fake, he fits
yeah,
perfect. He's a
yeah,
perfect character for the fake world that we live in. But if you want something real, I can tell you this: Ross is as real as it gets. He don't need to bullshit you. He don't need to give you stories. He just goes to work every day, and that's
yeah.
what we do. Go to work every day, win, lose, or
Win
draw.
or lose,
But
right, Louis? Win or lose.
that's it. And we're telling you what we're doing before the game. Not everything we're doing, but we're showing you we're not throwing darts or putting GOAT above our head because you say you won a game that nobody verifies. You got
Yeah,
it right
yeah.
here. You got the real deal
It's
right here.
verified because
Anyway,
it's verified at because I said so.com
yeah,
was
there
what
you
I
go.
call those
There you
kind of
go.
guys. So anyway,
Well,
let's get to the matters at hand.
VD is a disease. That's all. All right. Anyways, so those that want to continue learning what it's going to take because they didn't teach this in class at school, guys. You got to go through the school of hard knocks. We went through the school of hard knocks. We're living it, and we're bringing the hard knocks to you. And tonight, man, it looks like a hard knocks. But you know what? Look, before we even get into tonight, what do you think? What did you learn there from yesterday? Let's hit on that a little bit. I think we can
Yeah, I
probably.
mean, again, stating the obvious, like a lot of people did yesterday. The NFL stands not for long when you do that. So, the books made a killing yesterday, and usually when the books make a killing, I do well, and sharp handicappers do as well. So, I mean, unfortunately, the one game that we were just discussing, Pittsburgh, who look, take Pittsburgh minus 10 against Jacksonville. God bless you if you took it and you won. I applaud you. But I mean, tell me something you don't that I don't know that Pittsburgh's that much better a team than Jacksonville. Other than that, you look at some of these games. Cleveland beat Philly. That was a 50-50 split as far as the money goes. Everybody jumping all over those Dolphins, Louis, and I've been saying it for weeks. They won 5 in a row, but look how they're winning. Uh,
Yeah,
4 of those 5 wins, they had less than 300 yards of offense. They, capitalizing on other teams' mistakes, defensive interception returns, fumble returns, punt returns. I said it. It's going to catch up to you sooner or later. And they were a 4-point favorite at Denver. Everybody and their mother was betting Miami because they're the popular choice. And Denver had been flailing a little bit. And there you go. Another game,
yeah,
220 yards of total offense against a struggling Denver defense, and they lose the game outright. Welcome to reality.
yeah. Yeah, I think really kind of did set in, and Tony and I were talking about it on yesterday's show where I had him, I had Miami early because I jumped on that wagon early, had to pick them, and then all of a sudden it's up to 3.5, and now me and the 3.5, we don't get along very well, and so I was just saying my gut was telling me yesterday that Denver was the play. So fortunately, I got myself off of it and actually had a nice little middle going, but no middle to be had as Miami is who we think they are, pretty much. I,
Yeah.
I think we
Hey,
definitely
I was
learned that.
thinking of you yesterday, Louis. Joe Burrow. What a shame, huh? Uh,
Yeah,
kid enjoying such a great year, and he goes down with that knee injury. The kid's a real deal. Hopefully, he recovers fully from that. It's
yeah,
part of the game, you know what I mean? But it's an unfortunate part of the game. We saw a gruesome injury earlier this year with Dak Prescott. You saw the difference there. And now
yeah.
you're seeing it in the line, reflected in the line. Cincinnati is a 4.5-point underdog at home against Giants this week. That's a game that I got to believe that if Burrow is available, they'd be a short favorite there instead of a 4.5-point underdog. But how
Absolutely.
about the NFC least? Okay, Philly loses again, 3-6-1. The other 3 teams are 3-7. Hey, as bad as that division is, it's going to set up for a
five,
rat race down the stretch.
5 or 6 wins might get you the damn division. It's
Yeah, exactly. I
that
can't
that that
imagine it'll
is
be more
crazy.
than 6.
Yeah. And I got to think that the Giants may be a little bit of a play here as well because really Burrow was the only thing that was kind of keeping that team together. But that offensive line, it finally caught up to Burrow there yesterday.
Yeah.
And now he
Yes.
paid the price dearly. Hopefully, it's not a career threatening injury. But uh, now you got to believe Cincinnati's done golf,
Yeah.
and,
Well, they
and
were
the
done to
Giants.
start with, but I mean, as far as being
Well,
competitive, you're right. As
yes,
far as staying
that.
competitive like they have been, they were only blown out in one game leading up to that point, and that was against Baltimore. But Washington's a lot. Their defense is very underrated, Louis. You look at their defensive statistics; they're amongst the tops in sacks. They're amongst the tops in yards allowed per game. And Alex Smith, what a nice story. Again, we're going to be talking about on Wednesday the Thanksgiving Day games, Washington and Dallas. Who would have thought? Both coming off a win. They're going to be facing
Cowboys
off
and
on
Indians.
Thanksgiving Day. So look forward to that.
Cowboys and Indians on Thanksgiving Day. Imagine
Hey,
that.
watch it, watch it, watch it. The football team, not the Redskins.
All right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. No, they're the Swampers, is what they are. So, but they are. So let's talk about. Speaking of Baltimore, there, everybody's kind of caught up to them. You don't. They don't even have to guess his plays. They know what it is. All you got to do is key them. And
Yeah.
Lamar, I guess, are his days numbered now? They really got him down.
I think so. I've been saying this all along on the show. I mean, look, is he a terrible quarterback? No, but last year they caught everybody off guard with that offense, that RPO offense they ran. The NFL really hadn't had to deal with a quarterback the caliber of Lamar Jackson running that offense. I mean, we've seen a lot of mobile quarterbacks in the past, but we haven't seen quarterbacks in the NFL where they're calling 8 to 10 designed runs for him a game, and with the athleticism that Lamar Jackson possesses. Unfortunately, Louis, when he falls behind in games, which hasn't been many times, but the times he has, he's been very not very good, I should say, in leading his team back, especially when they have to depend on his arm. Again, he had an opportunity to win that game yesterday in overtime. He 3 and out, and they end up losing the game. Baltimore, very concerning to me right now is the amount of yards they've given up on the ground in the last 2 games. And also, they've lost 3 home games now. Now, they do go to Pittsburgh, another game we're going to be talking about on Wednesday. That's a Thanksgiving evening game. A lot of people will look forward to, especially when you have 4 losing teams facing each other in the 2 games before that. The Steelers at 10-0. Again, I don't know, Louis. Baltimore playing with revenge, and they've lost 3 on the road, but they've only lost 1 at home. Be interested to take a look at that game on Wednesday, but I am not sold, and I think you're accurate when you say, has the league caught up with Lamar Jackson? That's a legitimate question. And I think they have. Okay. And he's going to have to develop, Baltimore's going to have to develop a passing game. And Baltimore's wide receivers are less than impressive. When your leading receiver is your tight end, and you have to come from behind and you have to get in a game where you got to throw it around, they're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they are as well. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. The big revenge wasn't even good enough for this team, and it may be something to be looking at. The Ravens, the fading of the Ravens, which I fortunately did yesterday, and had some Titans. What got me yesterday, I said was going to be the biggest blowout on the board, was going to be Minnesota. And it was the other way around. I can't believe Dallas beat them. I can't believe Minnesota did not show up. But hey, is what it is. But one thing we all agreed on, I believe it was on Thursday, you guys sold me on it, were the Indianapolis Colts. We cashed that ticket nice. So congratulations
showed us
on that.
a lot yesterday, right? Coming back from 14 down at the half, and their defense really showed up in the second half, Louis. They tried to blow it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On that last
yeah.
drive when they were trying to milk the clock, and they kept getting offensive holding penalties and saving Green Bay timeouts because the clock stopped every time. But give them credit. It got to overtime, and they turned up, and they forced a fumble, and they win the game.
There you go. All right, so it is starting to get fairly interesting. Raiders almost pulled one out. Boy, they would have, even though they still would have been behind the game, that really would have put them in the driver's seat. But that Raider train, too bad Brad's not here to rub it in right now, because I know he'd be celebrating. I know he's watching over there celebrating his home team, the Raiders. They played him respectfully. They covered the number, and game goes over there. So, that was fairly exciting. So now tonight, Tom Brady, and he is facing the LA Rams with a little bit of a running game. And it seems like the talk is a little, the under would probably be the play here today. I can't help but want to like this underdog. And you got the angle on the game here tonight. And why don't we put the angle up? I'll read it real quick, then we'll talk about it, Eugene. So tonight, the Rams are coming off a 23-16 win over Seattle and covered as a 3-point favorite. Now, the Bucs are coming off a 46-23 road win over Carolina and covered as a 6.5-point favorite. That win improved their season record to 7-3, 700%. Now, that being said, the angle, any NFL road underdog of 3 to 7 points, the Rams, that are coming off as a home favorite ATS win in which they covered by 8.5 or less versus an opponent, the Bucs, playing after Game 5 of their season and is coming off a road favorite ATS win in which they covered by 10 points or greater, and that opponent, the Bucks, has a win percentage of 800 or worse, that has resulted in those road underdogs going 13-0 since 1981. And furthermore, those road underdogs won 9 of those 13 games straight up. Now, that just happens to fit into kind of who I like here today. Don't love it at all. I'm not selling it. I got an opinion on it. And I'm afraid to go against Brady, but I like the underdog in a matchup like this. How about you?
You know what? I haven't made my decision yet, Louis. This is a really tough call. Yes, it's a nice angle. Again, folks, it's an angle, okay? And if it doesn't mean that I'm married to just this technical handicapping, I have to factor in a lot of other things above and beyond that for it to qualify as a pay selection for me. I may be also looking at the total in this game. And yeah, it's an intriguing matchup. I mean, when we get this late in the season on Monday night, a lot of times we're getting these terrible matchups because the schedule is set way ahead of time, uh, in April, and the NFL tries to project who they think are going to be attractive matchups between quality teams at this time of year, and and sometimes it just doesn't pan out. And in this particular instance, it does. Now, two teams come with a lot of momentum. And this is what this tells you. When you look inside this angle, you're looking at two teams that are coming off impressive wins, covers as favorites. One, the home team is coming off an away favorite win in which they not only won, but they covered decisively against a home team that covered, but it wasn't like they covered very comfortably. So this is how I look at this angle. And then as long as you're not fading a team that has a tremendous record, 800 or better, and as you can see, I include it has to be what the team we're fading has to be playing after Game 5 of the season. So it's not like we're looking at an early season game as well. We're looking at the midpoint on. So I'll have a pick on this game, Louis. I'm just not sure if it's going to be the side or total. That will be up this afternoon at bettercenter.com. And a reminder, folks, 35 and 23 with my last 58 NFL pay selections this year. That's good for 60%. So you can get my play. Check back in a couple hours at bettercenter.com.
Listen, 60% is NFL Hilton contest winning material. Not sure how it's doing this year, but the year that I grabbed second place, 63.7%.
Yeah.
But that was back in
That,
1991,
that's
baby.
phenomenal. That's phenomenal. That's really good. You should be applauded for
That,
that. And that's what it usually takes to win a contest like that.
yeah.
Having said that, people got to realize that 63.5 to 65% is a phenomenal season. I did it once in college football. But to put together a run like that, like Louis did to win that contest, it's rare. And that's why they pay so much money, because to win it, you have to have a rare type of year, right, Louis? So uh, kudos to you,
So,
my man.
thank you. So rare. I'm about to celebrate my 30th anniversary of that win.
Hey, that's okay. It's on your
Hey, the win's the
resume.
win. Well,
Yeah,
but you know what? I don't enter the contest anymore because I got so heavily into betting totals, and
yeah.
they don't use totals. The lines are stale, but I just feel like there's better value for me than the contest because think about that. How many people are hitting that 60% or higher mark in that contest?
Yeah,
Maybe 3% of them, 2 to 3% of them at tops. You got
yeah.
thousands of entries, and you might have 5 guys that might
Yeah,
be
and
hitting that.
once you win
So,
one time, it's very hard to repeat, because you
it
have
is.
to have that type of year like you just alluded to. And it's tough to do that, especially in back-to-back years, and
Oh
I
yeah,
understand where as a defending champion, you want to come back the following year, but it's very, I mean, I don't know the statistics. There may have been multi-time winners. I don't follow the contest that much. Means nothing to me. But I'm
yeah,
sure if there is a repeat winner, it's rare. Okay, so
yeah. No, Fezzik did it. That I do know. And it is pretty rare, and he caught a nice run, and good for him for
Yeah.
winning. So
Oh, he's a
you know,
hell of a
one thing you
handicapper.
can't
You
do
know,
about you can't take the winner out of that. That's it. If they
no,
won, they won.
if you're the
It's the
defending
game.
champ, yeah.
Damn straight. So, uh, all right. So it is a tough game here tonight. You have Tampa. Now listen, Antonio Brown's now in the lineup. Rojo is getting some groove. They really have the pieces put together here tonight, and that really scares me because I do like the underdog, as I said. Now the angle comes at me with the underdog again, but I'm pretty nervous about playing the underdog here because of that. Now I've seen Brady miss a lot of open receivers the past few weeks, and they did so poorly on Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago. They got to have that going in their mind as well. So a lot of
Yeah.
things to really consider here tonight.
Well,
Might be
I
an
mean,
in-game type of play.
you mentioned the under. You know, it's an interesting way to look at things because Tampa Bay is so good against the run, and they have been since last year. They were number one in the NFL last year against the run. They're right up there this year again. And the Rams are a top 5 defense when it comes to total yardage as well. You look at the Rams offense, they're 6th in the NFL in total yards per game. However, they're in the middle of the pack when it comes to scoring, Louis. So when I look at that, I look at a team. Why are they so low in scoring when they're gaining so many yards per game? Settling for a lot of field goals, drive killers like turnovers in the red zone, turnover deep in the other team's territory, uh, penalties to kill drives. So, I mean, we're not looking at a Rams team that's finishing off drives to this point, is what I'm trying to say. And a Rams team that plays pretty good defense against a Tampa team that stops the run. So if you're going to take the Rams tonight, Jared Goff is going to have to make some plays. He's going to probably have to throw for 275 or greater for the Rams to have a chance to win this game. I don't think he's going to be able to do that against his Tampa defense. You never know. But, you know, the under might be a way to look at it. I'm going to contemplate going in that direction as well.
If they do get that running game established, then they got them receivers to open it up.
Yeah.
So I think it's a tough game, but I see the
Talking
under is
about
probably
Tampa?
the only way to go.
You mean Tampa, Louis? Tampa you're referring
Yes,
to? The running back?
yes,
Yeah.
if they establish a running game
Yeah,
and
they're gonna be tough, no doubt.
it's going to
Ronald
be real
Jones
tough.
he's coming off a
Talking
huge
myself,
game.
yeah.
Yep, so
I'm talking myself off these Rams right now, but like I said, I don't have I just like the underdog in a scenario like this. But you got a couple things going that say don't count out Mr. Brady. So all right, so we leave you with a lot of questions remain to be answered here today. So don't really have a most interesting play for you, but I will tell you we'll have some on Wednesday when we come back 9 a.m. Hopefully, Brad Stein will be here to join us. He'll be feeling a little better. If not, I'll be here to join you Wednesday, 9 a.m. And hopefully, we'll have the full crew here for a big turkey shootout weekend. And enjoy the game here tonight. Ross, thank you very much for joining us. And
my pleasure.
Chip has a play out there on tonight's game. So if you're looking for something that's a little more decisive, Chip couldn't be with us. Had a little dentist appointment here today, but he does have a play for you out at bettercenter.com. So please go out there frequently, show a little love, and subscribe to Louis Diamond on YouTube so you can get our picks as soon as we have them for you. This is Louis Diamond. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you here Wednesday morning on Better Center Live.